record the session. Yeah. So in Power Platform, we have an automation process. So if it is in the Dynamics, in the classic, what is the uh, no a process where it will execute the business logics? What is that? In CRM, we have some process which will perform the logic
Workflow, sir.
workflow, right? In CRM, what is the workflow? We will use this workflow to execute our business logic based on condition. What conditions? We have create, update. Update is field change. Then record status change, record deleted, record is assigned. Can we execute any operation? Can we perform any business logic in CRM workflow without these conditions? Automatically. I am not saying manually. Manually, we can create the on-demand workflow. I need a flow that should trigger automatically to perform business logic except these triggering points. Do you have such process in CRM? We don't have, because we have only these triggering points in CRM workflow that we will register. That workflow will be execute on this specific event and it will execute the business logic. And how this workflow will execute? Synchronously and asynchronously, right? Real time synchronously is real time workflow. Asynchronous is
Background workflow.
background workflow. So we used to use this earlier. Now Microsoft have given now clear notification. We cannot use the background process. See, we can use Microsoft is still supporting to further background workflows, but Microsoft recommendation is to use Power Automate for the background workflows. See, whenever I select Power Automate, if I select run this workflow in the background, what is the run this workflow in the background is asynchronous. When I check this, now what we are getting the notification, we recommended using Microsoft Flows instead of background workflows. Microsoft Flows is nothing but Power Automate. Okay, so Power Automate or Microsoft Flow, MS Flow. What it is? It's a low code tool, low code process tool which will connect multiple sources. Multiple sources in the sense it will connect to CRM, it will connect to OneDrive, it will connect to SharePoint, it will connect to different connectors. Microsoft has given hundreds plus of connectors out of the box. We can make use of those connectors. It can connect to emails, it can connect to different instances, it can connect to different CRM. Okay, so it's a low code process tool. I mean to say, what is low code? Everything how we using the workflow, like we will adding the condition steps, right? So same way we can create multiple actions with the low code. There will be code, but it is a low code process tool. We will not be using 100 lines of code in one Power Automate. So it will have conditions expression that we will write. So it's a low code process tool which will connect to multiple sources and perform actions. Actions are, I can say, business logic. So how we have in CRM on-demand workflow. uh, uh, On-demand workflow we have to call manually, and we have another workflow that will be executed in the backend based on the triggering point. So in Power Automate, we have three different types of Power Automate. One is scheduled flow, instant flow, the cloud automated flow. Scheduled flow. What is scheduled flow? Which will be scheduled. Okay. Let's say we have an entity. Customer is an entity. Customer will have a date of birth field. Now I want to send birthday notification to the customer every day. I should not perform manual operation here. What I'll do, I will create a scheduled flow. I will fetch all the customer whose birthday date of birth is current date, today's date. Then I will send the emails. So I will create a scheduled flow once. I will schedule it to run every day. This scheduled flow will take the responsibility to execute every day and send the notification to the customer. And then we have instant flow. What is instant flow? It's a scheduled job, I will say, scheduled process. What is instant flow? Instant flow is on demand. We have to manually execute the flow, MS flow. And what is cloud automated flow? Similarly, how we have here the triggering point, the cloud automated flow will have a trigger. Once the trigger is executed, flow will be executed. For example, record created, record updated. So we have a different types of triggers. Clear? So far it is clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now how we will create the Power Automate? So first we need to log in the Power Apps. Make that Power Apps account. This is my instance. I'll go to solutions. Create any component in solution. Don't create anything outside of the solution. Okay, so this is my solution. In this solution, I have all this component. Now I need to create a Power Automate. So you can see Cloud Flow, or you can directly click on New Automation, Cloud Flow, and three different flows. Schedule flow will have a schedule which we will define in a timer to execute every 1 hour, every 10, 1 day, 1 month, 10 days, like that. Instant flow, we have to execute on demandly. Whenever we require, then we will execute it manually. Then we have automated flow. Automated flow is It will have a trigger. Once the trigger is executed, the flow will be executed. So now I am going to create an automated cloud flow. You can give any name. Contact automated flow. Trigger. See, these are all the triggers. We have Azure, we have Dataverse. Dataverse is CRM. So in Power Automate, it is a Dataverse. Okay, we have the Microsoft Teams, we have OneDrive, we have Outlook, we have lot many. Power BI, we have SharePoint, we have SQL, we have something called Amazon History. So if you see, there are a lot of connectors which Microsoft provide as a default. There are a lot of things, right?
Are those connectors or something else?
It's a triggering point. Let's say when we
Mm-hmm.
select this, we need to connect to this OneDrive with our credentials.
Okay.
Okay, Power BI. When we select Power BI, we have to connect to Power BI with with our login where we have the permission.
Okay. So these components, like these constructions, all under the Dataverse, right? Like in the common data service, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It previously says it is a CDS, Common Data Services. Now
Yes.
it changed to Dataverse.
Dataverse. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we need to execute our flow on whenever a contact is created. So where the contact is present in Dataverse, I will select the Dataverse, click on create. So here we have the Dataverse connection. We are connected to Dataverse and we have the change type, table name, scope. Okay, what is change type? It's a condition like change type when a Dataverse in Dataverse added is a created, added or deleted, created or deleted. Added means created. Okay, now I want to execute my work Power Automate on whenever a record is created, that is added. From which entity I will select contact. See, all these are the Dataverse CRM entities. So in our case we need to select contact. Contact scope. What is the scope? Same we have in workflow: user, business unit, parential business unit, and organization. So we want to execute this flow throughout the organization. I will select it as an organization. When you click on show advanced, you can have different fields where select columns. If you enter any columns, only that columns will you will get it here. So we will fetch all the columns once the record is added. In that case, don't pass any value. Filter row. If you want to filter some condition, then you can use. So this is my data was triggering point, trigger. So every trigger will have a action. Click on new step. All these are the actions. If you see here, we have all built-in, standard, premium. Premiums are the paid one. Custom means if we have created with different codings, like if we have some web application, some website. Now we need to create a connection to that website from this Power Automate. By default, the website is a that we have created based on our business operations. Now that connector we will not be having in the CRM. In that case, we can create the custom connectors. My clipboard, whatever we copy, that will be displayed in the my clipboard. So we'll go to all. Now I need to perform a same operate some logic in the data words itself. What I need to do, I need to update a record, update row. See, record is a row, list rows, list of records, add row, add a record, delete a row, delete a record. So if you remember, in CRM the naming convention is different, in Power Platform naming convention is different. In CRM entity, in Power Platform it is a table, in CRM it is a field, in Power Platform it is a column, in CRM it is a record, in Power Platform it is a row. Okay, so here we have different actions: add row, delete row, download our file image, get row by ID. What is get row by ID? So we just
Field ID.
worked on this. Retrieve record, retrieve one record, get row by ID. In retrieve record, we are retrieving this particular record with this ID. Same here. Get row by ID. List rows. Get rows, multiple rows based on condition. Just a second, please. Sorry. Now we have all this action. I will use update a row. So update a row, which table we need to update, we have to select. I will update the same table, that is contact. Contact, enter rows global unique identifier. See here, we have added a trigger. The trigger is on a contact entity. So this trigger, when this will trigger, whenever we add a row, right? Now what we are doing, we are updating a record. Which record? We need to update this record. So if I go here, if I select here, I will be getting this. So here, if you see, when a row is added or modified or deleted, so all this field, whenever a record is created, we will fetch all these fields, and all these fields will come from this trigger, and this will trigger when a contact is created. Once a contact is created, contact will get a ID. For example, if you see here a contact, I'm creating a new contact. If you see in the URL, entity is etn, entity is contact, but record is not created, so we don't get ID. So demo contact. Once I save this, email, save. Okay, I'm using different form because we have some a script that is written that is getting done. So just demo, demo, save. Once the record is business process could not find email ID. Okay. Now, if you see the URL, etn contact and this record ID, contact ID is this. It's a unique ID. This ID will not have, with this ID, we don't have any contacts. Okay. So now, in order to update the record, we need to have the row ID. Row ID is like this contact created ID. We will get in this action. If you scroll down, scroll right, all these are the fields from contact entity which we will be getting from this triggering point. So you can search contact ID, contact ID. So place a cursor over here, select the field. Okay. Now we will update with job title. Updated from Power Automate. We have job title or in the form. Yeah, we have. Just save it. A simple flow I'm showing how it will work. Now it is saved. Let's try to create a contact. I'm not giving any job title. You just save. Okay. Let's see. Flow. If the flow is not triggered, then you can open the flow. Here you will see the status. It ran 20 seconds ago. Let's refresh. Now you see job title is updated. How it is updated? From Power Automate. Let's see if this is failed. Open this transaction. Open the flow history. You will see in which stage the flow got failed. So here it obviously it is a triggering point. When we go to update row, we have passed this value.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Manikanta.
Sir, in action, you selected row by ID as a. So can you please show me once in workflow?
Workflow.
Automated power automated work.